It doesn't walk. It doesn't stand. It crawls. On all fours. Like an animal. But it's not an animal. It's humanoid. Long limbs. Pale skin. Moving across your ceiling. Moving across your walls. Defying gravity. Defying logic. This is the crawler. The sleep paralysis entity that shouldn't exist. Because humans don't crawl on ceilings. Entities don't move like insects. But the crawler does. And people who see it report the same thing. It's the most disturbing entity they've ever encountered. Worse than the Hat Man, worse than the old hag. Because the crawler moves wrong. Acts wrong. Exists wrong. In the next 14 minutes, I'm going to show you why the crawler terrifies people more than any other sleep paralysis entity. The uncanny movement. The impossible physics. The implications. And by the end, you'll understand why your brain creates this particular nightmare. Or why something that crawls on your ceiling might be more than a nightmare. Before I describe what the crawler looks like, I need to explain why movement matters. Why the way an entity moves affects how terrifying it is. Your brain processes movement faster than shape. Faster than color. Faster than detail. When you see something move, your brain immediately categorizes it. Human movement. Animal movement. Insect movement. Object movement. Each type triggers different responses. Human movement? Could be friend or threat. Assess further. Animal movement? Predator or prey. React accordingly. Insect movement? Usually harmless. Ignore unless close. But when something moves in a way that doesn't fit any category, your brain panics. It can't classify the threat. Can't predict behavior. And that creates maximum fear. The crawler moves wrong. And that's why it's the most terrifying entity. Keep watching because in 2 minutes I'm going to describe exactly how it moves. And you'll understand why people who see it never forget it. The crawler is described consistently across independent reports. Humanoid. Approximately the size of an adult human. But the proportions are wrong. Too long. Arms and legs are elongated. Torso is thin. Compressed. Like someone stretched a human body. Made the limbs longer and the center smaller. The skin is pale. Almost white. Some reports say gray. Some say translucent. But always lacking normal human coloration. The face is the most disturbing part. Some people say they can't see a face. Just smooth skin where features should be. Others say they see a face but it's wrong. Eyes too big. Mouth too wide. Or no features at all. Just holes. Voids. Darkness. But the defining characteristic is the movement. The crawler moves on all fours. Hands and feet touching surfaces. But not like a person crawling. Like an insect. Like a spider. Limbs moving independently. Coordinated but alien. And here's what makes it impossible. The crawler moves on walls. On ceilings. Defying gravity. People report seeing it crawl across the ceiling above their bed. Sideways across walls. Upside down. Horizontally. In ways that shouldn't be possible. And the movement is smooth. Fluid. Not struggling. Not defying physics with effort. Just moving. Like gravity doesn't apply to it. Like walls and ceilings are the same as floors to it. Let me tell you about Rachel. She saw the crawler 3 years ago. One time. Never again. But she still has nightmares about it. She woke up paralyzed. Standard sleep paralysis. Looked around her room. Trying to stay calm. And then she saw movement. On her ceiling. Directly above her. The crawler. Pale. Long limbs. Moving slowly across the ceiling toward her. She couldn't scream. Couldn't move. Could only watch as it got closer. She said the worst part wasn't the entity itself. It was the movement. The way the hands and feet gripped the ceiling. Like they had suction. Like they were sticky. The limbs bent at wrong angles. Elbows bending backward. Knees rotating too far. And the head. Turned toward her. Watching her while it moved. Eyes locked on hers. Coming closer. Inch by inch. Until it was directly above her face. Maybe 2 feet away. Just staring down. Upside down. Motionless except for slight breathing. She could see its chest moving. Inhaling. Exhaling. Then she broke free. Sat up. Turned on the light. Nothing there. But she couldn't sleep in that room for weeks. Kept staring at the ceiling. Expecting to see it again. Now here's the scientific explanation for the crawler. And it's fascinating. Your brain, during sleep paralysis, generates entities based on threat categories. The Hat Man is human threat. The old hag is suffocation threat. Shadow people are predator threat. But the crawler is a different category. Parasite threat. Insect threat. Things that invade your space. Get too close. Crawl on you. Throughout human evolution, parasites and venomous insects were constant dangers. Spiders. Centipedes. Scorpions. Things that crawl into beds. Bite you while you sleep. Inject venom. Kill you. Your ancestors who were hypervigilant about crawling threats survived. Passed on those genes. So your brain has a dedicated threat detection system for things that crawl. During sleep paralysis, that system activates. Your brain generates a crawling threat. But it anthropomorphizes it. Makes it human-sized. Human-shaped. Because human threats are more concerning than insect threats. So you get a hybrid. Human body. Insect movement. The crawler. And your brain puts it on the ceiling because that's where spiders hide. Where threats drop from. The ceiling is the perfect ambush location. Evolutionarily speaking. So the crawler crawls on your ceiling. Preparing to drop. To attack. To inject venom. That's what your amygdala thinks is happening. That's why you see it. But here's what the scientific explanation doesn't account for. The consistency. The crawler is always described the same way. Long limbs. Pale skin. Wrong movement. Ceiling crawling. If this is individual brains generating individual threats, why is it so uniform? Why don't some people see giant spiders? Others see centipedes? Others see scorpions? Why does the brain consistently create a humanoid insect hybrid? Why specifically the crawler? That's the question science struggles with. The paranormal explanation is simpler. The crawler is real. It's an entity that exists in a space adjacent to ours. And sleep paralysis allows us to perceive it. It crawls on ceilings because that's how it naturally moves. It defies our physics because it doesn't follow our physics. It exists in a dimension where gravity works differently. Or doesn't work at all. And when we see it, we're getting a glimpse of something that's always there. Always watching. Always crawling. We just can't normally perceive it. But during sleep paralysis, the barrier thins. And we see it. In all its alien horror. I don't know which explanation is correct. But I'll tell you what disturbs me. The crawler is always watching. Every single report emphasizes this. It's not just crawling. It's tracking you with its eyes or its head. Maintaining eye contact while it moves. That suggests intelligence. Awareness. Purpose. Hallucinations don't need to watch you. They're not aware. They're projections. But the crawler watches. Studies. Observes. Like it's interested in you. Like it's learning about you. And that's the most disturbing possibility. That something crawls on your ceiling every night. Watching you sleep. And you can only see it during sleep paralysis. The rest of the time, it's invisible. Present but imperceptible. Always there. Always watching. Always crawling. Let me tell you about variations. Because the crawler isn't always alone. Some people report multiple crawlers. 2, 3, 5. All moving across the ceiling or walls. In formation. Coordinated. Like they're hunting together. Others report the crawler making sounds. Clicking. Chittering. Like insect sounds but deeper. More resonant. And some people report physical contact. feeling the crawler touch them. Cold. Wet. Sticky. Like it reached down from the ceiling and touched their face or chest. These people often wake up feeling residue. Dampness. Stickiness on their skin. But there's nothing there. Just the sensation. The memory. The trauma. Now here's the behavioral pattern that's most disturbing. The crawler doesn't stay on ceilings forever. In reports where people have multiple episodes with the crawler, it gets closer to the floor over time. First episode, ceiling. Second episode, upper wall. Third episode, lower wall. Fourth episode, floor. Fifth episode, on the bed. Progressive approach. Like it's testing boundaries. Seeing how close it can get before you fully wake up. Or break free. And people who've experienced this progression report increasing fear. The first time, it's on the ceiling. Disturbing but distant. The second time, it's closer. More threatening. By the fourth or fifth time, it's on the bed. Crawling over the blankets. Over your legs. Moving toward your face. And that's when people take extreme measures. Change bedrooms. Move houses. Start sleeping with lights on. Anything to avoid another encounter. Here's what you need to know if you see the crawler. First, don't watch it. The movement is hypnotic. Disturbing. If you focus on it, your fear increases. Use the wiggle method. Focus on breaking free. Not on the entity. Second, if you see it multiple times, track the location. If it's getting closer, that's a pattern. Document it. Understand it. Patterns are predictable. Predictable means controllable. Third, remember it can't actually hurt you. Even if it touches you. Even if it gets close. It's either a hallucination or an observer. Not an attacker. Don't let the uncanny movement convince you it's dangerous. It's disturbing. But not deadly. Fourth, if you experience physical sensations after encounters, like dampness or stickiness, wash immediately. This breaks the psychological connection. Clean skin. Clean sheets. Clean room. It helps reset your fear response. And finally, know that the crawler is rare. Only about 8% of sleep paralysis experiencers report it. If you've seen it, you're part of a small group. A group that's encountered one of the strangest entities in the phenomenon. Document your experience. Share it. Add to the data. Because the crawler is still poorly understood. And every report helps us get closer to understanding what it is. My next video covers sleep paralysis in children. When kids see these entities. How they describe them differently. How parents should respond. And why childhood sleep paralysis might be more traumatic than adult experiences. Because kids don't have the frameworks to understand what's happening. They just know there's something on the ceiling. And it's watching them. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Sleep well. Check your ceiling. And remember, if you see something crawling where it shouldn't, you're experiencing something deeply strange. Something that connects you to thousands of others who've seen the same impossible thing. And together, we're trying to understand what it means. I'll see you in the comments. And maybe on the ceiling.